Hey there, fam. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me in this general tarot reading. Now, this is for all signs. It's for my kindred souls as we're all in our journeys, learning and healing. Let's see what kind of messages we have in store for us today. This is timeless. I trust that you will find this when you are meant to. Okay? Here we go. Okie dokie, perdonez-moi, froggy. Let's begin with the archetypes. I've already pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and cut the deck and see what we have. I do like to read from the book because these go deep, and I still... Wow. I haven't seen them all yet. I'm trying to remember if I've ever pulled this card. In fact, I know I've watched others that have pulled this, but I do believe this is my first time pulling it myself. Oh, here we go. What I tend to get from the shapeshifter, I've seen it often, is that ability to adapt. It's just adaptability and survival all too often, am I right? Okay, let's see. Oh. Number 30 is the final card in the very first section, which is called the selves. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet, when we're in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Boosh, fam, wow. That's a spiffy card if I do say so myself. Moving on, we're going back to 15. The shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you are looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagined. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with the shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. He's got the turtle. Alrighty then. Very, very interesting. If I do say so myself. You're at we're all really, at a very particular point in our journey where we may be beginning to realize that adaptability, while it has served us and it has helped us many times throughout our journey, that authenticity is becoming more and more sacred than ever. Boosh. Celebrate yourself, who you really are, how you truly feel, your own hopes and dreams. Aww. Do it for yourself. Wow, together don't that numerology right now between 29 and 41. It's helping to kind of balance itself out, those numbers, isn't it? Odds or evens. These are some very interesting numbers going on right now. Slow down and celebrate yourself, okay? Sometimes life gets a little too hectic and the inevitable happens. We forget to take a breather and celebrate what deserves celebration. Make sure you do that from now on. If we never stop to fully recognize the good we have, then the bad stuff can knock us down much harder than it would have otherwise. You've come so far. It is okay to feel even that hint, that tickle of pride, because there's no backseas, right? You've learned so many lessons. You've learned what they all truly mean for you. It's like, yeah, I can hear the opinions of others, but you're not losing yourself in them anymore, if you ever did, to be fair. And that's incredible. You should feel good and secure within yourself. It's okay to be like, wow, I did it. Heck yeah, you did. You did all that. You survived all of that. You haven't succumbed, even if you were in the darkness for a while. You continue to grow and evolve because you don't want to stay there. Whether it's a matter of picking you up by your bootstraps or whatever phrasing you prefer for it. It's okay to feel good about that. It's okay. You're not the type where others suffer for it. It's okay. Sundress. When it comes to healing and recovery, make sure you're doing it for yourself, not for somebody else. Becoming too dependent on other people will only end in disappointment. People leave, friends drift, family members become estranged. Your reason needs to be bigger than them. And believe it or not, please do believe it though, you are important enough to be that reason. This is your life. Whatever surrounds you, that warmth, that glow is within. You nurture and sustain yourself. So it doesn't matter what kind of negativity surrounds you, what kind of people, and where they are in their own journeys. Be steadfast. Know and truly believe that you are as sacred as you are, fam. You always have been. You always will be. No one is ever going to taint that for you ever again. If they ever have. All right, fam, what time is it? If you're returning, you know darn well what time it is. It's clarification round. Hey, this is YouTube. Let's have some fun. Let's ease it up a little bit, you know? I want to shuffle these a bit more. I kind of halted halfway through my shuffling so that we could do it together and see. If anybody's curious about the accents I tend to use, I do have echolalia. I'm ADHD AF, and I do very much so have echolalia. I am originally from Massachusetts, so anything sounding East Coast that's my heart, fam. That's my heart. You know, those are my roots. Oh, okay. So, tends to come forth, you know? Chapter 1. There's a big difference between the love that we receive when we're incapable of loving and nurturing ourselves, and the kind of love that we receive when we do. You've not only been learning how to truly love yourself, accept yourself, nurture and care for yourself. I hope you have. But that, in and of itself, is enabling true, unconditional love to just come right on in and just pour down on you. So, this vibe. For some, it may be apathy. It may be like, I'm getting all of my ducks in a row. What the heck? Where's the XYZ? Be sure that you are remaining open to the unlimited possibilities in existence. Creation is already done, right? The earth and the universe, the oceans, us, we're already here. So if you have these ideas, if you have these goals and hopes and dreams, be sure that you're open to the unexpected as well. Because things, you know, manifestations and all of that grooviness, sometimes it's not the way we expect it to pan out. And that's okay. That's okay too, right? So this is a gentle reminder from me to you to be sure that you are open to all blessings. You're open to receiving those manifestations. You're open to things coming to fruition in whatever brilliant and magical ways that they possibly can. Don't be so set on the hows. You've put it out there. Trust that it's going to come in the most incredible and best ways possible. Right? Oh, yeah. Ooh, been a long time coming, fam. This has been a process. You've stumbled, you've paused, you've had your dark nights of the soul. Not only is this a black horse, but it kind of seems like this armor is a bit dark too, huh? Kind of like a particular card that might be the, what is it, the number 13? What are they looking toward? Aww. In the Page of Swords is like, yes, I have arrived. The mental clarity that we needed to pull this off, to do the things that we need, the reminders of, you've got this. What are you worried about what others think about you for? What they're doing? You know, it's like, to judge is because you're scared of being judged, right? It's maybe things aren't quite what you expected, and you're trying to figure out what that means for you. But it's like they're looking to each other, and they're very sure, they're very secure. It's almost like this one is offering things to the other, right? Like, hey, I got this, you got that. Heck yeah, I do. There's no confusion anymore. Look at this. They seem so carefree, don't they? Look at the wind blowing in their hair. There's little birdies up there. Oh, yeah. What's going to fall under the lovers? Oh, that's an interesting pairing going on there. It's shifty poo, these things. That's an interesting pair. I feel like I just saw these two together. You know it's coming. You've been... I always notice how, like, they seem like they have, like, the perfect view, don't they? They've built this stable ground. And now it's like, okay, world in our palm. Where shall we go next? Love is going to lead you on an adventure. At least for some of us. Are you ready for this? I think that you think you are. But you've been wondering, like, okay, well, then where? Then why? Because, you know, maybe you've had a lot of people that just kind of, you know, it's like moths to the flame, right? My dear, don't lose sight of the fact that you are the flame. You know how to handle it. You can smell bullshit coming from a mile away. And maybe sometimes you're like, you know what? You want to play this round? Okay. Because you know everything's going to be fine. And if they turn out to be a fraud, you know how to handle it. Right? But at some point, incredible people will be arriving. And you know it. You expect it. If you're open to the brilliance of the universe and life and trusting the process, you're expecting it. You may not know exactly how it's going to happen, but you're expecting it. Just remember to be open to the many possibilities. Wow, I think you got it. Oh, yay. Look at that. That's a lot of yellow on the board, fam. We have the golden sun with the angel pouring down all this wonderful stuff. All these wonderful vibes. And we have the yellow background here, and we have it would be easier to list the things that aren't yellow, right? It would be much shorter. Wow, it's all coming to fruition. You are glowing already. Let yourself glow. Trust your instincts. Trust your creativity, right? This is mental clarity. These are your roots, your foundation. And these are your passions, your creativities, your desires. And this is coming to fruition. Right? I always think about how, like, with the Queen of Swords, she has that bracelet on, right? And there's a bird in the background. And for a while, I was receiving this card and the Queen of Swords together, and I couldn't help but, you know, that hand. It's the same hand, right? So I can't, because it's very similar backgrounds between the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords, even though they have the Knight in between. So I can't help but notice those birds that are free and soaring. Oh my goodness, what's coming to mind is one of the very first times I ever meditated. I was like 18 or something, somewhere between like 17 and 18. And we used to live, my mother and I, on this really busy street in North Seattle, right? North of Ballard. And at like an intersection, just kind of, you know, off of an intersection, and not Aurora, close. And one day I'm sitting there at my, you know, desk, sitting in my chair doing my meditations, and suddenly I am soaring over the ocean. I could smell the salt in the water. I could hear the seagulls flying right alongside me. It was beautiful. It was peaceful. And then I realized what was happening. I was like, whoa. And the spell was broken, right? Peace of mind has never felt so good, has it, fam? Huh. That's a very interesting card to pull out. Oh, fam. 8, 9, where's the 7? Where's the 10? We already have a 6. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to these swords is, especially this one, is that's a lot of self-infliction. I always think of this and the Hanged Man being very similar. You cannot see their hands. I think this person is bound themselves. And that blindfold, it's almost like maybe they can actually see down. They can see the ground beneath them. They know there is a way out. You know, it's kind of like the swords are almost like a barrier. It's like closing your mind off to things. So my question is, have you closed yourself off to things that they have every right to be a part of you, right? Because the only one that can hold ourselves back is ourself. So my question to you is why? Because the universe is trying to help you. The universe is working in your favor, but you gotta let it. You gotta loosen your grip on your bindings. We have things like safe words for a reason, fam. So don't lose track. Don't lose sight of the possibilities. Red has a tendency to be the color for passion. Release your passions. Okay, this is like kind of like a final warning in a way. Keep going, but don't get in your own way. Get out of there. Get out of there. Remember that we are retraining our subconscious, right? So continue catching yourself. Continue working toward harvest, okay? Because judgment is nigh. Karma, rebirth. You already mentioned the 13, didn't we, fam? Remove the armor. You do not need it anymore. You have your wits about you. And you are more... Lately when I see this trumpet or whatever, where are my Final Fantasy fans at? That's the music that tends to play when you defeat whatever, right? When you win the battle. You've got this, fam. This is... I really want to like just bask and just enjoy the imagery going on here. There's resurrection happening here. We are no longer caught in purgatory. We have emerged much wiser than ever before and maybe feeling young again. We know what our ages are, whatever they may be, fam. It's okay. It's okay. But it's like there's a youthfulness, something that we haven't felt in a long time, right? In a long time, because we've been getting in our own way. Our traumas are past. We were allowing it to dictate. No more. No more. No backsies. None of that. Right? Goodness gracious, what's the epilogue to this story? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like, are you kidding me right now? The world is in the palm of your hand. Even if you felt, you've had moments in life where it's going pretty good, and then, shit happens. Not only is the only way out through, but the worst is behind you. It's like it was a different life, and you're not done yet. So go ahead and adapt, my dear. Right? Because you are more secure and more confident. I mean, you're human. We're all human. We're still going to have moments, and life is still going to hashtag life from time to time. But it's different now if you let it be. It's different now. You don't need anyone else to save you. You don't need a white knight. You are your own savior. I mean, with all due respect, my problem with Christians is all too many of you, all too many of them. How about I put it that way? My bad. I'm sorry. They don't even know this being that's supposed to be their own savior. They certainly don't emulate him. They don't live by his teachings. Fam, my favorite thing about Neville Goddard and the law of assumption, heck, Buddhism, is we save ourselves. We are the gods of our own reality. What we think becomes our reality. All right? Please be kind to yourself. Please. What's at the bottom? What's the general vibe? Ooh, there's the other page. Oh, your passions and creativity. This page, what the oh my goodness. Are you kidding me right now? What did I say? Beep, 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 beep. This page is looking at this wand like, whatever shall we do next? It's like a blank canvas, right? To new beginnings. You have an offer for love like never received before. You thought you knew. We all have ideas, don't we? And then life goes, ha ha ha, let me show you something better. If you let it, this has been a long cycle. and it has completed. Let it. Because the rest of your life is eagerly awaiting for you. The world is, it's officially in the palm of your hand. Quite frankly, it always has been, but it's not so heavy anymore, huh? The coldness that others sense in the world, it just doesn't affect you the same way anymore. You can see their healing journeys because we're all just projecting, right? Hurt hurts, and we all project, whether we want to admit to it or not. You've got this. I have a tendency in my readings to sing about here comes the sun. The sun is shining on you already. Dawn broke hours ago. What else? What's the extra message? The extra notes for this round? You need to hear the words, I love you, and actually be capable of believing them, fan. Give me, oh my goodness. Give me more. I was about to say give me a break. How about give me more? Like, Grease. And, you know. Oh, you know. Are you ready? Oh, no, it's peeking. Oh, it's okay if you're leaving people behind. They didn't deserve you. I mean, they chose to be backstabbers. They chose... We're all at different points in our journey. They don't get to hold you back anymore. You can still love them, even if you're holding them at arm's length, because more and more is coming right on in. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. What lies beyond your creature comforts? What lies beyond your comfort zone and where you've been? Maybe you feel like you have branched out. You have been doing new things. You have been, okay, cool. What lies beyond that? What's the more for you? Because money doesn't actually change people, right? What lies beyond the hopes and dreams? Because that's something that they say. When your manifestations all come to fruition, eventually you realize, okay, I have everything I want. How can I help others to embrace and have everything that they want, to realize? That's why you have so many people that join YouTube and are sharing their stories. That's why you have Dodash and co. Really getting in the thick of it these days. If you don't know, feel free to look it up, especially if you're 40 and up. What lies beyond your comfort zone? And are you open for how good it can continue to get, right? We're moving beyond that tower moment. I want to do one more. No. There we go. That's it. Yay! I told you. It's coming, fam. I told you. It's coming. So remember, we have our expectations, right? But be open to what's beyond our expectations, because it's coming in hot. Hot. They always say that this is don't close yourself off to the possibilities. You know what you're unwilling to accept ever again. But make sure that your heart is open and you're not blocking it off from what belongs to you, okay? Now, they say that this is one of the swifter of the nights, right? So it's interesting that we got 2 nights and they're kind of at the opposite ends of the scale. But to me, are they actually moving? Are they about to jump over that river? I mean, we have the, like, you know, the winged helmet and on the feet and all that grooviness, and most of us know what that means, right? And then we got the fishies and all that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like this horse is like kind of prancing around in a certain, you know, they're just kind of in their spot because they're so excited, because it's like, yes, I offer you my heart. I offer you a way to be your own white knight. Are you willing? Because we all know that you're able. Okay? So, wipe the slate clean. Wash it off. Wash it off. Wash it right out of your hair. What the heck? Where did that come from? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading, Dan, this tarot reading. I really appreciate your time and energy. Thank you for joining me in this moment. And always remember that I love you.